All right. No, so good day, everyone. I'll be discussing your midterms examinations solutions for Set A. Then later on, I'll be uploading another recording for Set B. So you can watch according to your own preferences or kung ano man yung nakuha yung set during the midterm. So I'll be focusing dun sa problem solving parts. Then later on, I'll be giving you the answers for the first part of the examination. So, moving on, sa situation A, we have an actually loaded bar type of problem. And fortunately, hindi siya statically indeterminate. So we can proceed with our basic analysis of this kind of problem. So the question here is to determine the following, and we must indicate whether tension or compression yung results. So we have to determine the deformation of bar 1, deformation of bar 2, and the total deflection of the members. So since itong members na to ay naka-attached sa isang support at point C, so our very first step is to determine kung ano yung magiging reaction at uh, point C. No? So I believe and I assume na yung magiging force dito will be to the left. No? So solving for the reaction at point C, we can use the summation of forces along X equal to 0. To the right is positive. So we have negative 35 plus the 250 kilonewtons, or basically that's 100 on center. And then we have negative PC equal to 0. So solving for PC is equal to 65 kilonewtons. So for our next step, so we have to establish the actual force diagram of the members. So this is point A, this is point B, and then this is point C. So starting at point A, we have 35 kilonewtons to the left. So by sign convention, that will be negative 35. But since yung force natin at point A is acting away from the body, this is in tension. So all positive values will be compression. No? So from point A, the 35 kilonewton will go all the way to point B, kung saan makakasalubong niya si 50 kilonewtons to the right. So ka-counteract na yun at ang matitira will be 65 kilonewtons na compression. And that 65 will go all the way to point C and then mag-close siya at point C. So this is in tension, this is in compression. So from here, or from the actual force diagram, makikita natin na yung force at AB is equal to 35 kilonewtons tension, and then at member BC, yung internal force natin, or is 65 kilonewtons compression. So of course, this will matter later on dun sa total, no, or getting the total deflection of the members. But first, no, let's determine yung deformation at bar 1. So utilizing the formula for the deformation, we have PL over AE. So the force at member 1 is equal to the force AB. So kakakuha lang natin the length, the area, the modulus of elasticity is also given. So all we have to do is to insert, no, the values and be consistent doon sa units, no? So I'll be converting everything to newtons and millimeters, no? Para maging consistent tayo in terms of the units, no? So P will be AB, or the force at AB, so that's 35 kilonewtons. So I'll be converting it into newtons, so times 1,000. The length of member AB is given as 0.85 meters. So multiply natin ng 1,000 para maging millimeters. So area naman for member AB is 540 millimeters squared. So millimeters na siya. So hindi na natin siya kailangan i-convert pa. And then we have the modulus of elasticity for bar 1. So that's 28 gigapascal. By converting it to, or by multiplying it to 1,000, magiging megapascal na siya. So, or Newton over millimeter squared. So as you can see, we can cancel out tong dalawang 1,000 and we could get the deformation at bar 1. 35,000 times 0.85 or 540 times 28. So, ang deformation natin at bar 1 is 1.9676 millimeters. So, this is in tension. Okay. So, moving forward, number 7 is the deformation for bar 2. So, again, we can utilize the same formula. So, for bar 2, we have 65 kilonewtons as the internal force. But since that is in compression, so don't forget to put a negative sign. So that's 65. So multiplying by 1,000 to make it in newtons. The length of bar 2 is 1.15. So as you can see from our previous equation, maka-cancel out lang din naman yung 1,000. So okay na rin kahit hindi mo na ilagay yung 1,000 over the cross-sectional area for BC, that's 880 times the modulus of elasticity given 16.5 gigapascal. So getting the deformation on member 2, that is equal to negative 5.1481 or that's 5.1481 millimeters compression. And then lastly, for situation A, so we have to determine the total deflection of the members. So the total deflection is the summation of all deformation on the members. So that will be equal to 1.9676 millimeters plus negative 5.1481 since compression nga si member 2. So the total deformation would be negative 3.1804 or 3.1804 millimeters compression or shortening, in other words. So, alin man dyan sa so that's for situation A. Moving on, situation B. So again, this is an actually loaded bar problem, but this time, no, this is statically indeterminate problem. So we're given with two identical still. So that will be fortunate pagdating sa equation, no? Kasi pareho silang still and same cross-sectional area. So they are attached to unyielding supports, no? And meron naka-apply na concentrated downward load on point B. So we have to indicate again whether the member is in tension or in compression. So the main objective will be determining its normal stress in both pipes 1 and 2. No? So again, no, with this kind of problem, we have to apply the principle of superposition. No? So to be more convenient sa solution, gagawin kong horizontal yung members, no? Para mas madali siyang tingnan. So starting with point A at the left, point B at the right, at the middle, and point C at the right. So basically, this is a representation or the free body diagram of the member. So downward siya, B going to C. So ito yun, yung 120 kilonewtons. No, so I'll assume the reaction will counteract to the left. So I'll call this as PC, and then I'll call this as PA. So from this, kung makikita nyo pag establish kayo ng summation of forces along x equal to 0, positive yung to the right, we have negative PA plus 120 minus PC is equal to 0. Or rearranging the equation, we have PA plus PC is equal to 120. So this will serve as our equation 1. No? So wala naman na tayo ibang pwedeng gawing equations of equilibrium since collinear yung mga forces. So again, we have to generate another set of equation para ma-solve tong equation 1. And nagagawa natin yon kapag ginawa natin yung principle of superposition. So you have to set a redundant, no? So I'll set PC as the redundant force for this problem. No? So the original equation is equal to by the member kapag natanggal na yung redundant. So ito siya. So we have yung PA pa rin dito, tapos yung 120 dito. But since wala na yung redundant, wala nang reaction dyan. So this will allow the member to freely deform at a certain point. Saan man siya mapunta. So I'll call this as the deformation caused by the load P. No? So we have to determine yung deformation caused by the load P. So that is equal to the deformation at AB. So I forgot to indicate yung mga points. Plus the deformation at BC. Okay. No? So later on, pag in-establish natin yung, or in-expand natin yung equation, kailangan natin ng mga internal forces. And madedetermine natin yung internal forces na yan, syempre, through axial force diagram. So as you can see, PA is equal to 120, that's to the left, acting away from the body. So this is negative 120 and will close out pa rin siya sa point B. So kung makikita ninyo, walang internal force acting on point PC. So this is in tension, no? Take note of that. So by expanding our equation, the deformation caused by the load P is equal to PL over AE for member AB. So since I mean be careful with the units. So that's 120 positive tension. So multiplied by 1,000 para maging newtons. The length of member AB is 3 meters and basically based dun sa last problem, hindi na natin siya kailangan i-multiply ng 1,000 since meter siya. Tapos yung modulus of elasticity is in gigapascal. So makita nyo magka-cancel out lang din siya kapag nilagay nyo yung 1,000. So for the cross-sectional area, that's 1475 millimeters squared and modulus of elasticity is 200. So for member BC, since wala ka namang internal force at member BC, basically this is 0. So solving for the deformation caused by the load P, so ilan yung lalabas? So made-deform siya until 1.2203 millimeters. So that's in tension or elongation. Take note. So i-highlight lang muna natin yung deformation. And then, later on, ibabalik ngayon natin yung redundant force doon sa system. No? So pag binalik mo yung redundant force at the system, so this will become PC. No? Binalik natin siya. So, pagkakaroon siya ng deformation, ibabalik niya dun sa original place. No? So, I'll call this deformation at C prime, no? Caused by the redundant force PC. So, syempre, PC will cause an imaginary, no, or lobe PA prime, no, for our reference. So, kung makikita nyo, yung internal force on the system is basically in compression state. No? So, this will go here, this will go here. So, ang value niya is PC, compression. So, solving for delta C prime, so that's equal to the deformation of AB plus deformation of BC caused by the redundant naman. Na-deform siya dahil binalik mo yung redundant. So, expanding the equation, binalik. Dahil binalik mo yung redundant. So, expanding the equation, that is equal to PAB is equal to, or yung internal force natin at member AB is equal to PC. No? So, since both members are identical, so pwede natin i-factor out yung areas nila. So, that's 1 over 1/475, yeah, over 200. No? So, multiply na lang natin yung lengths at yung force. So, that's PC times the length for member AB is 3 plus another PC. Kasi yung member at BC is also equal to PC. So, ang length niya naman is 3.7. So, simplifying the equation, we have actually pwede kayo maglagay ng 1,000. Pwede nyo multiply ng 1,000 para ina-assume nyo na siya na kilonewtons. So, plus, ito ko na lang lalagay. PC, length of member 2, 3.7 times 1,000. So, ibig sabihin, ina-assume natin na yung PC is in kilonewtons, kaya minumultiply natin ng 1,000. Therefore, later on, ang makukuha nating value will be in kilonewtons na. So simplifying the equation, we'll have 0.0227 P's. So this is yung nabuo nating equation for uh, bringing back the redundant. Pag binalik may redundant. So pag binuo natin yung equation using the principle of superposition, we have the original, the deformation at point C is equal to the deformation caused by the load P, yung tinanggal mo si redundant, plus the deformation caused by the redundant naman or si deformation at C prime. So originally, wala tayong naging deformation at point C. So ibig sabihin, this is equal to 0. So substituting the values na nakuha natin, so we have 1.2203. And take note, this is negative kasi nga compression yung state. So that's plus negative 0.022, oops, 227 PC. So this is our equation 2. So solving for PC, we have the value of PC equal to 53.76. So this is already in kilo newtons. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung naging assumption natin ng direction ng PC na to the left siya. So going back from our equation 1, so we have PA plus PC. So from equation 1, we have PA plus PC, that's 53.76 minus, equals 120 kilonewton. So solving for PA, that is 66.24 kilonewtons, the value of PA. So establishing again the actual force diagram. So we have PA here as 66.24. We have here yung 120 kilonewtons that is being applied. And we have here PC that is equal to 53.76. So establishing again the actual force diagram for the original member. So we have to the left negative 66.24. So the acting away from the body, this is in tension. And then will be counteracted at point B. This is 53.76. So this is in compression. So solving for the value of the normal stress in pipe 1, so that is equal to the force, internal force, we have 66.24 times 1,000 para maging newtons, and then the area or cross-sectional area is 1,470. So we have 44.91 megapascal in tension. For number 10, we have 53 negative since compression, or kahit huwag niyo nang ilagay, basta tandaan nyo, compression yan. So, multiplying by 1,000 to make it in newtons over 1,475. So, the normal stress in member 2 is equal to 36.45 megapascal compression. So this is your answers for situation. Okay. So moving on from the next problem, situation C. So we have here a coplanar force system. No. This is statically indeterminate problem since we have more than 3 unknown supports. No, from point A, we have a support. At point C, we have a pin support, and we have another supporting bar at point P. So this is a statically indeterminate problem. So by procedure, or we have to determine the normal stresses in bar 1, in bar 2, and what will be the displacement of point A. Actually, displacement of point A is a trick problem, no? Because the displacement of point A is basically the deformation at bar 1, no? Kasi hindi naman yung i-displace niya kapag nag-extend si bar 1, no? So, let's see. Again, no, ang pinakaunang ini-establish natin dito is the equations of equilibrium. Basically, yung free body diagram niya is point A at point B, point C, and then point. So we have here yung supports, no? So I'll call this as P1. So we have here yung P is equal to 33.5 kilonewtons. Sa point C, we have a pin support. So I call this as CY and CX. And then another bar support at point B. I'll call this as P2. No? So, based on this free body diagram, we can take the moment at point C to eliminate CX and CY equal to 0. So, clockwise is positive, or some convention. So, by P1, so we'll rotate clockwise. So, that's P1 times 1,150 millimeters. And then the P will be rotating counterclockwise. So that's 33.5 kilonewtons times 480 millimeters. And then point C will, P2 will rotate clockwise at point C. So that is 650 millimeters equal to 0. So this is our equation 1. So tabi lang muna natin yung equation natin for the figure and proceed tayo in writing or drawing the deformation diagram. No, so as I suggest, no, you have to draw first yung original position. Point A, point B, point C, point D. And then by imagining what will happen to the figure once you apply the load P. So ang tendency niyan is to decline, no, the bar ABC. So as you can see, may stretch si P1 tapos may stretch si point E. And then we will have a displacement here caused by the load P, no? Delta P. No? So if we draw the figure, so baga ito yung mangyayari sa kanya. So this will be stretched. Oops. Ayan, I'm sorry. Sa point C pala siya nakapin. So this will be stretched. So, ito magkakaroon ng downward displacement as ito man stretch. So this is displacement of at point A or the deformation of bar 1. This will be the displacement of point B, and this will be the deformation of bar 2. No? So from this, we can generate another equation or the force deformation equation. So we can relate the two triangles, no? Triangle 1 and then triangle 2 by ratio and proportion. No? So triangle 1, so that's deformation of the first member over to the length of each side, or yeah, that's 1,150 as to the smaller triangle over 650. No? So from this equation, since we can expand, no? We can expand this equation or para minimize yung para minimize yung error. So i-cross multiply na natin. So we have 650 deformation at bar 1 and then 1,150 deformation of bar 2. Okay. So by further expanding the equation, so we have 650 PL over AE of bar 1. But since ang hinahabol natin dito is normal stress, so I think we can simplify itong P over A natin by simply stress times L over E. And then similar dito sa kabila. L over E. So, siguro I'll choose to solve for stress 1. So, by simplifying the equation, so, lang ako ng isang page. Okay. So, by simplifying the equation, so we have 650 stress of bar 1. Length of bar 1 is 2,250 based to sa given. E of bar 1 is 105 gigapascal. I'll convert this into megapascal equals 11. I'm sorry. Oh, this is 250 naman. So equals 1150 stress 2. Length of bar 2 is 1,600. And then the modulus of elasticity of bar 2 is 70 gigapascal. So I'll convert this into 1,000. So as you can see, this can be canceled out. So I'll be solving for stress 1. So let's simplify the equation. So we'll divide both sides by 650, 250, and then multiply both sides by 105, no, to simplify our equation. So that will be 1150. So double checking. So this is equal to 1.8872 stress of bar 2. So this is our equation 2. So going back in our equation 1, no, ito pala. So we can convert this in terms of stresses. So this will become stress of bar 1 times area of bar 1 is 290 times 1150 minus ibang value. Let's determine the value plus P2 can be written as stress times area. Stress 2, area 2 is 650 equal to 0. So further simplifying this equation, so medyo malaki magiging value niya because that's 290 times 1150. So isusulat ko na lang dito. So that is 333,500 stress 1, no? And then sulat ko muna kulang tayo na equation. Area is 650, no? And then yung distance pa pala, no? So medyo tricky kasi pareho sila ng area and the length ng bar or ng value no equal to 0. So suot ko muna si stress 2. So that's 650 squared. So positive 422,500 stress 2. And then, itatranspose ko yung constant sa kabilang side. So, this will become positive 16,080 equation 1. So, finally, we can determine stresses of bar 1 and 2 by simultaneously solving the equation using two equations to unknown or mode 5.1 in your calculators. So, makukuha natin value will be in gigapascal, no? So, this is 0.0288 gigapascal. So, this is for number to ulit? Number 11, or this is 0. Sorry. So, times 1,000. This is 28.8 megapascal, no? So, this is in oops, tension. So, for number 12, no, 0.015 0.29 gigapascal or 15.29 megapascal tension. And then lastly, for number 13, the displacement of point A is also equal to the deformation of bar 1. So this is stress 1, length 1 over E. So this is equal to the stress 1 na nakuha natin 28.8. Length is 2,250 over modulus of elasticity of bar 1 is 105 gigapascal or multiply natin para maging megapascal. So this is equal to 0.61, 6171 millimeters. So that's for situation C. All right, so moving on, situation D, we have here thermal stress or thermal strain problem. No? So this is a concurrent force system. So we have a pattern in establishing its deformation diagram. No? But first, no, we have to identify uh, the change in temperature. So basically, uh, it is stated that it is increased by 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So it means increased or nagkaroon ng elongation between the bars. So as you can see, wires AB and AC are made of steel. They both have the same areas, no? And AD is made of copper. So it means it has a different set of properties. So in this problem, no, our first step is to again establish the free body diagram. No? So we have to consider joint A is our point of analysis. So we have here PAC. So this is steel. So we have here PAD. Then we have here PAB. And then an applied force of 150 pounds yung nakalagay dyan. And by setting up our equations of equilibrium, since this is symmetrical, even though uh, we really don't need to establish yung summation of force along X, we can simply say na the, that force AB is equal to force AC. Kasi nga, symmetrical sila. So, magkakaroon lang ng difference sa summation of forces along Y is equal to 0. So, we have PAB cosine 45 plus PAD plus PAC cosine 45 equals 150. No? So, na-expose ko na lang kaagad yung negative 150. So, this is our equation 1. This is our equation 2. And again, we cannot generate generate equations based on these equations of equilibrium. So, we have to resort on establishing its deformation diagram. So, based on this figure, no, so what will happen is that at point A, PAB will extend at some point. No. So this is the deformation of AB. But since nagkaroon ng increase in temperature, so mag-i-increase ulit yan si, based naman sa thermal deformation of AB. So this will become the new, dyan na siya mapupunta. No? And then at AD, ganun din. So may stretch siya downwards at some point. So this is our deformation at AD. Lagyan natin ng arrows para makita natin. Then again, nag-increase yung temperature. So at some point, mag-i-increase ulit siya ng length. So thermal deformation naman. And then same goes sa AC. So mag-extend siya at some point. This is the deformation of AC. And then another increase in the length by the temperature. So based on this diagram, so babain ko lang pala ito. We can establish two right triangles. And by pattern, so whatever the angle here, so from 45 degrees yan, this will be the same angle here. So this is both 45 degrees. No? So to ease up on the computation, I believe establish na natin yung thermal deformations. No? So thermal deformation of AC is alpha. So AC is still, no? So AC is still with a coefficient of thermal expansion of 8 times 10 raised to negative 6. So alpha L delta T. So length of AC is 60 inches. The increase in temperature is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So solving for the value of the thermal deformations, para mas mapadali yung pag-setup natin ng equations maya-maya. So this is 0.0384. Thermal deformation of AD. So AD is copper. So we have to use yung 9.60 times 10 raised to negative 6 times length of AD is 40. Change in temperature is 80. .03. So this is in inches nga pala. So thermal deformation of AB. So this is basically the same with AC. So this is 0.0384 inches then. Okay. So next step, no, is we have to relate equations, no, or we have to relate unknowns. So going back, no, into sa equation 2 natin, we have PAB, PAD, PAC. But since PAB and PAC are equal, so it's up to us to decide kung sino yung papalitan natin dito, kung si AB pa or si AC. But since sa equation 1, nasa left side na si AB, so I think pwede na natin i-change tong PAB into PAC. So this will become PAC cosine 45 plus PAD plus PAC cosine 45 equals 150. So since both are equal, same, So that is basically saying that 2 PAC cosine 45 plus PAD is equal to 150. So this is still equation 2. So ibig sabihin, dapat makahanap tayo ng equation na present si PAC at si PAD. No, and looking at our deformation diagram here, itong triangle, no, yung available si AC at si AD. No? So let's consider that triangle. No? So triangle 1. So triangle 1, so that's deformation of AC plus deformation, a thermal deformation of AC na 0.0384. So we have here the deformation of AD plus thermal deformation na 0.307. And then this is 45 degrees. No? So relating this equation, we can use cosine function. So that's cosine 45. Actually, kahit sine, no, kung magkamali ka man, since this is 45 degrees. No? So napaka-lenient netong problem na to. So adjacent is deformation of AC plus 0.0384 over deformation of AD plus 0.0307. So this is the foundation of our equation. So all you have to do is to expand this equation. No? So another set of equation tayo. So lagyan ko lang ng bagong page. No? So let's simplify. So by cross multiplying ito, so we will have the deformation of AD plus 0.037. So it will be multiplied by cosine 45 equals deformation of AC plus 0.0384. Na, yeah. So simplify pa natin, no, para hindi tayo masyadong malito. So this will become cosine 45 deformation of AD plus eto naman. So kunin na natin yung value niya kasi constant value naman siya eh. So this is 0.0217 equals deformation of AC plus 0.0384. So pag samasamahin natin, so cosine 45 is equal to 0.7071 deformation AD. So pag transpose ko si AC, this will become negative deformation AC. So ito, ta-transpose natin to the right side. So this is 0.0384 minus 0.0217. So this is 0.0167 positive. So equation 3. And then, saka natin expand yung deformations. So this will become PL over AE. Then this will become PL over AE then. Yan. So 0.7071. So this is PAD. Length of AD is 40 inches. Area. So pare-pareho sila ng area actually. I mean, sige, sa bagay, ganun din naman. So this is 0.0123. Modulus of elasticity ng AD is copper. So this is 17,000 KSI. No? So check. So ibig sabihin, in-assume natin na this is KIPS, no? Kung hindi natin i-convert yan into PSI. So minus PAC. Length of AC is 60 inches. 0.0123. Modulus of elasticity is 19,000 equals 0.0167. So simplify lang. So simplify natin lahat ng numerical values, no? Para ma-maintain natin yung one-liner na equation. So minus value naman nito 0.02567 PAC is equal to 0.0167 equation 3. So equation 3 pa rin yan, pero much simpler equation 3. No? So combining equation 2 and equation 3, we have 2 cosine 45 PAC plus PAP is equal to 150. So ito equation 2. And then equation 3. So unahin ko lang si PAC para pag sinulat ko siya, pag in-input ko siya sa calculator, mas madali ko siyang makita. So plus 0.1353 PAD is equal to 0.0167 equation 3. So solving both equations simultaneously. So PAC is equal to 93.44 kips. And then we have PAD is equal to 17.85 kips. But since based on our equation 1, PAB is equal to PAC, therefore PAB is also equal to 93.44 kips. So this is 16, this is 15, this is 40. Okay, so moving on for our last problem, situation E. So we have to determine the number of reinforcing steel bars for a concrete column. So this concrete column is circular in shape when it comes to cross-sectional area, and we are given by the allowable stresses and their moduli of elasticity. No, so for this kind of problem, no, the setup for the column is a simple column, and this column is designed to carry a load of 320 kilonewtons. So inside this concrete column is a certain number of reinforcement bars that coincides with the centroid of the concrete column. So this is the force for steel that will resist the 320 kilonewton, and the force of the concrete will also resist the applied load. When it comes to its cross-sectional area, so since we have a circular area for the concrete column, we do not know how many reinforcement bar is required to resist the applied load, no? So to answer this question, no, so of course we have to set up uh, our equation of equilibrium by summing all forces along the y-axis equal to 0. No? So upward is positive. So you have the force of the steel plus the force of the concrete, or the reaction, equals 320 kilonewtons. No? So this is our equation 1. So this equation 1 can be further expanded, no, by writing the forces in terms of stresses, no? So we can substitute the stress of steel times area of steel plus the stress of concrete times the area of concrete is equal to 320. So based from the given, no, you can actually determine the area of concrete, since the diameter of the concrete column is 200 millimeters, no? So the area of concrete will be equal to pi over 4 times 200 squared. But we have to subtract the area of steel. No, kasi nga ang kino-consider natin dito is the area of concrete lang. Hindi kasama yung sa steel. So we have to subtract yung area of steel. Yung area of steel naman natin is equal to pi over 4 times the given diameter of the bar is 12 millimeter. And then, etong area na to, area lang to ng isang steel bar. So, kailangan mo pa siyang i-multiply for a certain number of n, no? So, kung ilalagay natin yan dito, so we have the stress of steel times area of steel, no? So, hindi ko na lang muna ilalagay sa area of steel kasi masyado siyang hahaba. And then, plus stress of concrete times area of concrete. So, kunin ko yung value ng total area. So, that's 10,000 pi minus area of steel equals 320 kilonewtons. No? So, yung deformation diagram niya, may kita natin from this setup that they will deform at the same time. So that the deformation of concrete is also equal to the deformation of the steel. So, by further expanding this equation, we will have PL over AE of the concrete and then PL over AE of the steel. But since given tayo ng allowable stresses, might as well convert na natin siya in terms of stresses. And then kung makikita ninyo, we could cancel the lengths because practically they're the same, no? So ang may iwan na lang dun sa equation natin is the stress of concrete over the modulus of elasticity is equal to the stress in steel over the modulus of elasticity of the steel. So simplifying or substituting the values of the modulus of elasticity, so we have stress of concrete over 14 is equal to stress of steel over 200. Oh. So we could solve for the stress of concrete so that stress of concrete is equal to 14 over 200 of stress in steel. So this is our equation 2. So using this equation 2, we could actually get what will be the value of the stresses. Kasi hindi natin pwedeng pagsabayin yung allowable stresses kasi meron diyan sa dalawang material na yan yung mauunang masira, no? But by familiarization, no, alam natin na mauuna parating masira si concrete. So, we will maximize the stress in concrete. So, we will set the stress in concrete by its allowable stress of 6 megapascal. So, if we set the stress of concrete is equal to 6, so that is 6 is equal to 14 over 200 stress of steel. So, solving for the value of steel, we will get 85.71 megapascal. So, this is less than the allowable stress of 120 megapascal. So, this is safe. So, these are the safe values for the stresses. So, in summary, use stress of concrete equal to 6 megapascal, and then stress of steel equals 87.71 megapascal. So this value will be used in equation 1. No? So substituting the values, no, in equation 1, so we will have 80 what? 87.7, sorry, that is 85.71. So 85.71, no, is the stress times the area of steel, so that is still unknown, plus the stress in concrete, so we will use again 6 megapascal. Area of concrete is 10,000 pi, no, minus the area of steel equals 320 kilonewton. So I will multiply this by 1,000 since this is in kilonewtons and the value of our stresses is in megapascal or Newton over millimeter squared. So solving for the area of steel, so the area of steel will be, so pwede na kayong gumamit ng ship solve at this point. So our area of steel is 1649.79 millimeter squared. This is the total. So from our equation, no, sabi nga natin the area of steel or the overall area of steel is equal to the area of a single bar, no, times the number required. So this is 12 squared over n. So getting the value of n, we will have 14.58 or 59 bars. Or we will round off this number to the nearest whole number. So we have 15 bars to be embedded in the concrete. So these are the solutions and answers for set. So further questions will be entertained during our next face-to-face classes.